Welcome back to the video. Thank you for being here. It's another episode of How to Battle. Today I want to talk about the importance of knowing yourself and self-discovery. So many people go through life not knowing who they really are. I'm not talking about when somebody asks who you are and you tell them your name is Joe Smith. Joe Smith is just the name that your parents gave you. I'm talking about really who you are at the core of yourself, who you are within. So many people ask so many questions through life, right? They go through their whole life asking questions. Why am I not happy? Why do I feel unfulfilled? Why am I always getting screwed over by people? All these questions are always asked, and people go their whole life asking these questions, never get an answer, and then end up dying and living an unhappy life, an unfulfilled life, and a life far from their true potential. Because I truly believe that we're all here for a reason. We're all here for a purpose. The odds of us being here is so slim, it wasn't an accident. Everybody's here for a reason. It's just not everybody figures out what that reason is, and then they go through their life and they're unhappy, and then in the process of that they make other people unhappy, and then they create an unhappy environment. And if you have enough of that, then that stems out and creates an unhappy community and an unhappy society. So the ripple effect is real. And if whether you're giving good out or you're giving bad out, other people around you are going to be impacted by it. So discovering yourself is key. Discovering who you are is important because the questions that you ask, the answers lie within yourself. So many people ask questions to other people about why they're a certain way, but really the answer is within you. It's just most people don't take the time to actually go figure out what that is. They don't take the time to sit down and reflect every single day and listen to that voice inside of them that's telling them what they need to do, that's giving them the answers that they seek, and then taking action on that. Because most people know what they need to do. If you want to change your life, you know what you need to do. But guess what? At the end of the day, whose responsibility is it to take action on that? Whose responsibility is it to actually make that happen? It's yours. And so the answer to all of your problems, the answer to all of your worries and to the stress and the things that you're feeling lies within you, but you don't know yourself. Most people don't. Most people go through their whole life knowing everything but themselves. You know where you put things all through your house. Right? You could think of all these things that are in your house right now and you know it very well. You know your house, you may know your streets and neighborhood, you may know your car very, very well, but how much do you know yourself? Because if you truly know yourself, then you know that you're capable of so much more than what you're currently doing. And you know that if you want to get to that next level, that you can do it, but you just have to put in the work. But most people don't do that. If you want to figure out who you are, if you want to really get to know yourself, then you have to take time every day to reflect, to meditate, to pray. And if you don't believe in God, just put out thoughts, right? Tell the universe what you want. I'm a firm believer in God. I pray every single day. I've prayed every single day from when I went to prison. Everything in prison, when I was in that cell that I prayed for, is manifesting in my life today. Because I put it out there. I put it out there to my God, and in doing so, it started to come to me. I started to attract that. If you put something out there enough, and you put it out there in the world, then you will attract it. And then if you start to change your way of thinking, and you start to sit back and reflect on yourself, and ask yourself questions, and then seek the answers, and look deep within yourself for those answers, and then take control of your mind and actually take steps toward that, and don't let your mind and the self-doubt keep you from those steps, then you'll actually be able to get to a point in your life where you feel that you can accomplish anything. I work with young people, and a lot of them don't know what they want to go do in life, and I say, well, have you asked yourself? Have you sat down and taken a minute of your day to ask yourself, what do I want to do with the rest of my life? What do I want to go pursue? What dreams do I want to go after? Right? Most people don't. Most people just go through life and just living spontaneously, and just whatever happens, happens, and they just go along and they get dragged into things that they don't want to get dragged into later on, and they have regrets, and they don't take the time out to really listen to themselves. They take time every single day to be on their phone, and they take time every single day to let other people enter their life and waste time, right? They take all these things every single day except for time to actually work on themselves and get to know themselves, and to really get to the point where they know themselves better than anybody, to where they know what they need to do in order to get things going, what they need to do in order to contain their anger and their frustration and their bitterness, and what they need to do in order to change their life. Because you won't change your life until you change your way of thinking. You have to think that you can accomplish something. You have to think that it's possible for you. You have to think about all the things you want, and you have to put it out there, and then you have to be intentional about it. You have to actually go and start taking steps toward that, even if the step is just meeting somebody and talking to them and telling them what you want. That's a step, because you're putting it out there and you're attracting it into your life. But if you don't know yourself, then you won't know when, where, and how that's best for you to do that. Because everybody does things in their own way, but you need to know yourself, and you need to figure out what works best for you. When do you operate the best? You have to have a vision of what you want and make progress every day toward a worthy goal. 95% of the population doesn't do that. 95% of the population goes out every day and they're doing something that they don't want to do. They're not engaging, and they're not going after worthy goals, and they're not having a vision, and they're not going after that vision. But that's what you're put here to do. And you can do it, but you have to get to know yourself. You have to go on a mission of self-discovery and figure out what you want to do, and it's always within you. The answer is there. The thing we call intuition, that thing that's telling you stuff, that's compelling you towards something, that thing that's telling you don't do that or do this, right? Sometimes when you don't know yourself, the voice of intuition is so small that you barely hear it. It's like a whisper. But you can hear it if you take moments every single day to be still and be silent and ask yourself and ask God or ask the universe or whatever you believe in. Ask what you need to be doing in this world. What is your purpose? What you need to pursue, and you'll hear it. And then you start to ask other questions like, well, what step do I take next? And as you're asking these questions, you're going to start to attract it into your life. And that's the power of self-discovery, of knowing yourself, of knowing who you really are as a person. For me, when I was in prison, I had many, many years to get to know myself. I was alone in the cell by myself for many, many years in solitude. And so that journey that I went on, having to force myself to get to know myself because I was the only person there, having to build this relationship with God because I felt like that was the only one there to comfort me, to help me get through those crazy thoughts, to help me get through those tough days, to keep me hopeful. It was just me and God, that's it. And I would pray and I would put out there what I wanted, and I would reflect on it, and I would dream and I would write it down, and I would put it out there and tell God, this is what I want. And I did it for years and years and years, and now it's manifesting. And so you have to do that. And maybe you can't be in a cell in solitude. I get that every single day for years and years. But if you take a little bit of time each day to just close your eyes and think and pray and put out there what you want and ask those questions and seek those answers, you'll see change in your life dramatically. So start getting to know yourself. Get to know who you really are. Discipline yourself and take time each day to really reflect on your life, to think, to ask those questions, and to listen for that whisper that's going to give you the answer that you want. It's something that I've utilized. It's something that I see so many people don't do, but then they have all these questions and they really don't know what they want in life, and they don't really know where to go, and they never get the answers that they're looking for. But sometimes you have to find the answers within yourself. So get on this mission of self-discovery, work on yourself, get to know you, and you'll start to see the change. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for giving me your time. If you're new to the channel, I drop new videos every week. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, and let me know if there's anything specifically you want me to talk about. But I'll have a great topic for you next week. Looking forward to having you back here again. And until next time, peace.